Here's the scenario. You're having a great conversation with a donor when suddenly they ask you to tell them a story about one of your favorite grateful patients. Well, you start the story and it really isn't flowing too well. You start to repeat yourself and stammer a bit, and eventually the story just fizzles out and the donor kind of gives you that underwhelmed look. As effective communicators and fundraisers, we need to be really good at telling compelling stories, stories that connect quickly with people, stories that resonate with them, and stories that motivate them to want to take action. Well, today I'm going to show you how to do that with a great simple method called the C.A.R Method. C.A.R is an acronym that stands for context, action, result. Context. This is the background information. You're setting up the story, you're getting the listener's attention. Action, the meat of the story, the body of the story. And then result, what happened in the story, the takeaway, the lesson, the moral of the story. Let me give you an example with a grateful patient story. Context. This is a story about Greg. Greg was homeless. He was addicted to opiates for years. He lost his wife, his kids, his job, his house, everything. Deep down, Greg was a really good guy. He just fell on hard times and never really got back on the straight and narrow. Action. One day at the local homeless shelter, Greg met Sue. Sue was a volunteer there, and she worked at Living Hope, a treatment center down the street. There was something about Sue that Greg really connected with. And after a several-hour conversation, Sue convinced Greg to stop on by the treatment center. Result, after 9 months at Living Hope, Greg was sober, had a job, was living in an apartment, and got to see his kids on the weekends. Miracles do happen every day at Living Hope. See how that flowed? And hopefully you're inspired by the story of Greg and Sue and Living Hope. It's really simple. Okay, here's another great application for the C.A.R Method. Let's say you're at a donor event, and out of nowhere your boss comes up to you and says, "Can you get up and talk a little bit about the new campaign for the Arts and Theater Center?" You've got no time to prepare. Let's try it using the C.A.R Method. Context. This will be your case for support. As many of you know, we've had a great theater program here for years. Many of our students have gone on to successful careers in the arts and theater world. We've also developed a community outreach program to serve underprivileged kids in the area, getting them off the street and giving them confidence to do well in school. Action. We are starting a campaign to build the new Arts and Theater Center. We're raising $10 million, and we're going to be reaching out to you all in the next 6 to 9 months to visit with you, talk to you about the campaign, and to learn about your interest in supporting the campaign. Result. As a result of this campaign, we will continue to serve kids like Sue and Mary and Derek and lots of kids all in the community, giving them life skills that they'll take with them for the rest of their lives. See how well that flowed and how compelling the story was? Using the C.A.R Method. Context, action, result. It's easy to remember. You can use it whether you've got weeks to prepare or minutes to prepare. I promise you, if you use that method, you're going to deliver stories that really have an impact on donors, that help you build stronger relationships with donors, and ultimately raise more money. So stop on by my website often. We're adding new content and ideas all the time. If there's something you'd like to see, a topic you'd like me to cover in these videos or on my blog, send me an email, joe@giftplanningdevelopment.com. Until next time, all the best to you in your work.